Hey, you're listening to the Waffle Press podcast. My name's Diego Crespo. I will be your host today. Hopefully, I'm a lovely host. I don't know. I'm pretty excited, pretty sleepy. I saw Age of Ultron on Monday. Super hyped about it. We're going to get into a little spoiler-free review of that. But also, I have a wonderful little panel here on Undercity Comics in Uptown Whittier. And go ahead and introduce yourself, starting with...
Renee.
I'm Hayden.
Gene.
Yeah, and you guys were supposed to plug what you're presenting, but that's okay. Renee is here, Undercity Comics, and you guys have free comic book day on Saturday. Is that correct?
Yes, we do. We're gonna be. It's gonna be. Why am I so low? Hold on. Sorry. I'm like.
It's
why
fine.
am I so
This is a
low?
professional podcast.
Yeah, free comic book day will be on Saturday from opening to closing, which is 11 to 10, and basically it will be our 1 year anniversary as well too.
Hey, welcome.
So basically,
You opened on Free Comic Day?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it'll be on the same day. So same day, and we'll have all of our singles and trades will be 50% off, while our statues and figures will be 20% off.
I'm going to
Cool.
buy so
Buying
much.
This whole store.
I know, yeah.
And then, Universa, you are from We Own Nothing Films, and you want to plug anything else about that really quick?
There's a trailer for Premeditate.
All right, yeah, just links to the
You
Twitter
can see
for
it.
Undercity
You can see a
Comics,
movie I did.
and then for We Own Nothing Films. And you got anything, Hayden?
Yes, I'm actually a I'm on also Renee's podcast.
Yes.
Undercity podcast. Whatever, I don't know what it's specifically called. But
Oh, it's Undercity Podcast. Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
I got
yes.
right to the first time.
Check out all those things. That was a little bump in the road.
Yeah.
I was expecting more little snap. That's okay. We're here.
That's all
Well, the main topics today are, of course, Age of Ultron, ranking the Marvel movies, and Gene, you just finished up Batman Endgame.
Yes, I did.
All right, you want to give a quick review of that, or do you want us to move on? You could think about that for a second.
Right. Is my mic on?
Yes.
Yeah,
Really
it
well.
should be on.
Okay.
Let's see. Go for
Is
it.
this better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I just finished it and just finished Endgame, one of my favorite Scott Snyder arcs. Spoiler free, of course.
Yes. Spoiler free.
It's if you look at the cover, it's like Batman slaying the Joker, who's a dragon, and this book is basically about myth. So kind of Grant Morrison-y, but Scott Snyder does it in his own unique way. And I really liked this era's Killing Joke. I'll just put it at that, where it leaves the characters off. But it's a very nice ending to his. This was supposed to be his ending to his series, by the way, but he decided to stay on. And if this was the last Joker story, I'd be really satisfied with it. And even if it was the last Batman story, I'd be very satisfied with it. And it's just it really exceeded my expectations going in. I finished it like in 10-15 minutes. And I'm really excited to see what Scott Snyder does next. And yeah, he's my favorite living writer in comics right now. So this book really proved that he's the best.
I don't know about the best, but he's easily the best writer at DC Comics right
opinion.
now. He's up there.
Yeah,
I'm not going to
he's up
argue against it. Just he's easily up there for consideration.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm going to move on to my quick spoiler-free
So you
thoughts
should all
on.
read Scott Snyder stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Love American Vampire.
Oh, that's good.
I haven't read it yet, but I plan to.
It's
It's
really
really
good.
good.
Are you on like the second cycle?
I'm reading it by trade right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still like on the third or fourth.
Yeah, I just finished the third trade, so I'm just
Right.
starting the fourth one.
Have you read Wishes?
No.
Oh, that's really good. You should
That's a
check
really
it
good
out.
one.
That's my.
Yeah, you were telling me that, Renee.
All right. Well, I got to check out all of those,
Sorry.
but
Yeah.
that's fine. No, I want to hear more Scott Snyder stuff. More Scott Snyder is always good. More.
Yeah.
Well, now move on to my quick thoughts on Age of Ultron, which I get to brag about a little longer for at least 2 days.
Tomorrow. I'm seeing it tomorrow. And
Yeah,
you're
At the time
me
of
too,
this
yeah.
podcast, no, this podcast will go up the same day we're recording for
Right.
once. So yay!
Yeah. Cool.
Age of Ultron is the culmination of Phase 2, but also the Avengers mythos as a whole. It's big. It's, I think, better, but also because it's so big and it's not following a completely simple story like the first one, where it's just 7 samurai with superheroes coming together for a greater good.
Okay.
It's messier.
Okay.
Like,
It throws a lot at the audience.
is it like Empire, as in Messier? Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah, yes, but Empire still has a simplicity to it
Okay.
because you're only following like 2 stories.
Run,
really.
run.
Yeah,
Train,
Empire
train.
is just. I love how Empire Strikes Back starts
Force choke
big.
everyone.
Yeah, it starts big with the huge Battle of Hoth, and
Right.
it narrows its way down to a fucking
Single
corridor.
story. Yeah.
Like that is good filmmaking.
Everything leads to there.
Yeah, and it's cathartic, and it's like
To Carbonite.
yeah, and Age of Ultron doesn't narrow its way down so much.
Okay.
Does it like get bigger or
Right.
from the way you're
He
describing?
said,
Yeah,
like, he
it's
was... Oh, sorry.
Big. Like I would pay to see this on IMAX because the finale is like stupendous.
You didn't see it in IMAX?
No, I didn't.
Would you see it in? Just regular?
Just regular.
Okay.
Just regular. Yeah.
So the-
I got worried. I thought it was gonna be a 3D screening.
So the final fight is way better than Avengers 1, or is that what?
I
is
think
that- or
Is it
just
as
more
long?
epic.
it feels more comic booky.
Okay.
Okay.
Because the first one's like it's pretty comic booky.
Yeah, the first one was really comic.
This
booky,
one
yeah.
is like you could picture this. You could picture reading this in an event comic book. That's what it is. Age of Ultron is an event,
Yeah.
but it's without the disappointment that some event comics usually have. You know, or at least most of them.
Yeah.
It's all about the Avengers kind of figuring out whether or not they belong in the world. They have a place in the world as individuals and as a team.
Okay.
First Avengers them coming together, and
Right.
that's their first test. This is the real test. Like, can the Avengers sustain this sort of dichotomy with humanity? Can these people actually stand each
Right.
other?
It's
There's-
not a spoiler, but they've been together for like a year, or they're just like...
Yeah, it's aftermath
decided-
of the Winter Soldier.
They
This isn't a
decided to
spoiler.
like reunite though, because after the first one, they didn't really want to team up, or
No, they don't. They really kind of skim over that. But the way I saw it was that they come together when like shit goes down. Basically,
okay.
Shield is gone in the aftermath of the Winter Soldier, but Hydra's still out there. And in the end credit scene of the Winter Soldier, we see Baron von Strucker with Loki's scepter and the
Yeah.
twins. That's the big opening of the movie. I'm not gonna spoil anything more than that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the Avengers are hunting down Hydra bases, looking for Loki's scepter, because Thor's like, that shit is whack. We cannot have that here. That needs to go. And these guys cannot have that kind of power.
Yeah.
And so that's the opening of the movie. And within 5 minutes, you get a great hero shot. You're going to cheer. It's a cheer-worthy moment. There are cheer-worthy moments in this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
There are less. There's no Hulk smash moment, like when Captain America's giving orders and then Hulk smash. And then and you're like cheering. There's no... Well, I mean, there's kind of iterations of what we see in the first one,
Yeah.
but it's the stuff behind it is so different. Like the
Right.
purpose behind it is so different. It's less happy-go-lucky. It's like, damn, like spoiler alert: the Avengers save the world and stuff. Like that's not the real point of it. It's just like,
well, did you think
it's
they
about
wouldn't?
no, but it's there's more at stake than that. It's like,
Right.
is Ultron right about
It becomes
the
more
Avengers?
of a struggle.
Yeah,
to
it's
try
like
to
more an
save
emotional type thing. Like,
Right.
is Ultron right about the Avengers fucking up more than doing good?
Right.
And it's a really great type of idea behind
And
the movie. In
yeah.
that,
I think that's what makes Ultron a very great character and villain too.
Mhm.
That his ways are not wrong.
Right.
You know?
I
Some like his
he's
outlook.
extreme.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
can see where he's coming from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good thing. He gets a quick introduction, and you get him
Do you
automatically. You get him.
It's not like you're
Oh,
trying to figure out what he's doing the whole movie. You just know, like, automatically.
He has a mysterious, grander plot
Okay.
at hand,
But
and
you understand it.
You
It's-
understand-
It's not
yeah.
like super complicated that
Right.
like someone that's like
yeah,
super
no.
hardcore will
Once
figure
you
it out.
like,
It's
his,
easy.
His plot stuff is the mystery, even though you kind of see where it's going. It's his character motivation that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I had
Okay.
a question on his character.
Uh huh.
In the comics, he's more like robotic and kind of, well, yeah, isn't he?
He's
Like,
robotic, but he's
he's-
also very angry. He
He's
has
very
a
angry in this
he has a
one,
human
he's very-
capacity to him.
yeah, he doesn't really have any human qualities. In this one, he has like a lot of human qualities, it seems like.
Yeah, like
Did you like that a lot?
I loved it because he
Yeah.
wants to be a real boy.
Right,
The
well-
I mean,
Pinocchio.
spoiler alert: the Pinocchio song wasn't just for the trailer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's creepy. He's scary. He's got a ferocity to him. He's angry at the world and the Avengers, but he's also angry that they don't get him. But they do get him. He's just a fucking lunatic.
And
you know,
James Spader's voice.
James Spader is probably, arguably, Loki might still be better, or Kingpin.
Okay.
But for me, Ultron is the Marvel villain because he
Right.
can be entertaining, he can be scary,
Yeah.
but he's also he tests them. Like he's an extension of the Avengers in a way. He pokes them individually
Yeah.
to get them to crack, and of course with the help of the twins, who have I liked way more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
But Ultron is awesome. You can't keep the robotic face like he has in the comics, where he's just staring blankly. You know,
Yeah.
here he's it's not like a Transformer design where it's all too busy and got a bunch of moving parts all over him.
You got wrecking balls,
But
for
simple.
balls.
It's simple, but at the same time, it humanizes him, and it's
Right.
weird to say about a robot.
yeah.
It look
Yeah.
like because like Pacific Rim. It's simple, but
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
like super complex.
Yeah,
but
like
it's-
Ultron has like lips and such.
yeah.
So he doesn't have wrecking balls for balls?
No, thank God. No, and he's like, damn, when James Spader just talks when he's speaking and the way he like moves his hands, and
See-
he's so extravagant and Avengers.
Marvel
and so
does
good.
like a good job of not only casting their superheroes but casting their villains as well too.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think a lot of them get their due.
Yeah.
But this is Ultron's a great villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, like
Not
Heath
like a-
Ledger Joker is like the best thing ever, but he's
well, so far.
yeah. I mean, he's probably one of the best cinematic villains ever.
Right.
Ultron is up there with Loki and Kingpin for sure as Marvel's best.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to love about Avengers: Age of Ultron. I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I'm going to ramble on a little bit more because there's a lot to talk about.
Did you feel okay? Just off topic, but
It's not off topic if it's
well,
pertaining to the movie.
yeah. Okay. There's a lot of moving parts
Yes.
to it in
A lot.
regards to the other movies that are going to happen, like Thor 3 or Civil War. Did you feel that got in the way? Because that's what I heard of the story.
For Thor 3, I don't think it got in the way of the
Ragnarok?
story. I think it relates to it,
Okay.
and it informs Thor's character on like, hey, this is bigger than us.
All right.
Kind of what he's felt about the scepter all along. But
Because it's an
the
Infinity Stone.
yeah, I mean, if you haven't been a fan of the Infinity Stone stuff so far, I like how it kind of every movie takes time to explain a side plot type thing.
Yeah.
Then maybe you won't be a fan of it here. But I thought it worked well because Age of Ultron has to function as a middle piece to the Avengers trilogy,
Right.
a middle piece to the Marvel movies in general up to
Right.
Infinity Wars, and be the end of Phase 2
Right.
while giving everyone a story arc, making sure everyone gets their due,
Yeah.
giving us 4 new characters. Like, it's a lot. And
Yeah,
the
juggle
fact
all
that
that.
it works at all, if it was just good, I'd be like impressed. But the
Right.
fact that I think it's great, I think that says a lot about it. Yeah, there are a lot of moving parts.
Like the best.
I think.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Let me just finish up and then we'll get
The
back to
best Marvel movie that's done that so far is Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's not as neat and tidy as
Okay.
that one. No, it's
Okay.
messier.
All right.
Yeah, but you kind of expect it because it's on a huge wide scale, don't you think?
Yeah, like it's messy by design also, just because this is where the Avengers are tested. Maybe they'll fall apart, maybe they don't. Maybe it's a new lineup at the end of the team. Maybe they all die. You don't know. There's like, yeah, it's inherently supposed to be messy. Sometimes you kind of feel it get away from Joss Whedon, who is just. There's a reason he's like geek god for the last like decade.
Yeah.
This guy knows how to write people. Like, yeah, they all have some Whedon mannerisms and such,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he gets the voices of each character individually too. So like occasionally they'll have like a quip that sounds similar to a quip Thor made that Captain America made, but then the way they interact with each other is like, no, that's Captain America, who is the leader of the Avengers this time. Like Tony Stark is like still supporting,
weapons guy?
but yeah, it's Captain America's team.
Right.
And then Thor
good.
is nobody gets Thor like Joss Whedon in the movies.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. Even
That's
those
what I've
Thor
noticed.
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the Thor movies, they kind of it's just no one can write.
I
write
require
better
a
than Whedon.
horse.
I like the silliness of the first Thor.
They're too goofy.
I like that goofiness. I prefer that to dark and fucking gritty.
Well,
Anyways,
you say
I
your
thought-
jokes better instead of giving me lines like "I require a horse." Then
that's funny.
No, but
No.
like
Funny.
no, but I thought it was a good way to get people into Thor was to humorize him a bit because
Okay.
because
agree.
honestly, Phase 1,
Right.
not a lot of people were excited for Thor.
Yeah.
Like-
okay,
And it was a hit.
Actually, I
Like-
was excited more for that than Captain America, and I came out of Thor
Oh, really?
disappointed. Yeah.
See, so like, out of all the Phase 1 movies, Captain America was my shit. I was
Okay.
like, I was
Me-
waiting
same
for
here.
it.
Yeah.
I was
Right.
like, I'm waiting for it. This is the one I wanted. They're going the route that I wanted to go, going back to 1940s, but
Right.
it came out really good. But
And it has a
going
very
back-
No,
heartbreaking
Captain
ending.
America was great.
Yeah.
Right.
I liked
Yeah.
it better than Thor personally.
yeah.
I do
Still
too.
holds up, I
But-
think.
Yeah,
It's
I
funny
agree.
because not the off topic here, but
fine. No, Marvel, it's
When,
fine.
when Thor first came out in theaters, my friend wanted to see it, and I kind of refused because it's like It's for one, I didn't have money to see it like in a movie theater.
Okay.
And two, I wasn't such like into comic books like I am. Well, I'm still not really, but
You're slowly
I'm
edging.
progressing.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing here, man? No, I'm just kidding.
I have an opinion, but
It's a wrong opinion.
this happened like 4 years ago.
Yeah, this
okay?
was early.
It's fine.
early
It's fine. Go ahead.
years.
As I was saying, it's like, so we watched it at the Dollar Theater at like 6 months later, and he's like, I'm kind of glad we didn't see that movie.
But
Right.
yeah,
But going back to Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
everyone gets their due for the most part, though. It's
There's no short end of the stick.
there's no
like
short end of the
Hawkeye
stick.
in
No,
the
no,
first one.
I'll get to him in a second. I want to break down every character
Okay.
real quick.
Okay.
Just so we speed this up. Captain America, Iron Man, Thor don't get pushed to the sidelines like Hawkeye did, but they don't get the big emotional stuff. Like we all know from the trailers, Tony has a big part in creating Ultron.
Yeah.
Right.
He has stuff going on.
Okay.
It's all good stuff. Again, like everything works. It's all good. It's just I think this is why people are having mixed reactions to so much happening that it doesn't have a lot of breathing room like the first one did.
Yeah.
But yeah, then you get stuff like Hawkeye is the heart of the movie. He's like the MVP for me of the movie. Like he gets a heck of an arc. Hulk gets some really pertinent questions about his humanity because he's got a monster inside of him. Bruce Banner does.
Really
Yeah.
cool.
Literally.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Black Widow, Bay. No, I'm just kidding. No, she's. I think she's been served well besides Iron Man 2. I know Jean didn't like her at
I was
first.
going to ask you. No, I didn't like her in Avengers,
Yeah.
and I liked her a lot better in Captain America. Will I like her this
I don't
time
know.
around?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think because I like her a lot in the Avengers. That's what really got me into her character. I was like, hey, I like this mysterious sort of like haunted
mysterious?
character. Yeah, because you don't know anything about her.
Okay.
She's just there in the moment, but she's got this trauma behind her, and Joss Whedon loves characters with trauma. He's really good at writing them, so why not? And then, of course, the Hulk and Black Widow relationship is very...
Does it feel forced? Because that's what I heard.
I don't think so, because maybe it'll come off that way.
Okay.
But for me, it at least fit thematically into the movie. Because
hiding stuff, or
they're both so like tormented by their past, like they feel like they can't escape anything, and so they find connections with each
it doesn't
other.
feel like fan fiction.
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, eventually, I guess in a way, all Avengers movies are fan fiction because they're not in the comics. But
Okay.
maybe it's just I look at it as just like another comic universe,
Right.
just on the big screen.
It's its own thing.
No,
Right.
It's nothing.
when I saw they were going to explore that little connection more in Avengers 2, I kind of was like, you know what? I think that little relationship was kind of like on everyone's mind when they saw Avengers 1. They were kind of like talk to each other. They grew a little bit.
She was like his
connection.
handler.
Did
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I remember there's that scene where she tries to shoot him in the beginning, and then
No, but then even then,
he's like, "I'm always angry."
well, yeah, but
Yeah.
then
I don't
like
remember
that
any
whole-
other stuff.
But that whole, when he's transforming, he's transforming but
Oh,
doesn't want to. He looks at her.
Yeah.
The way
Oh,
he
okay.
looks at her, I felt
Like he felt
that
bad.
that he didn't want to hurt her at all.
Okay.
Well, he doesn't want to hurt anybody,
Yeah.
but I think there wasn't a connection established there. It was just, I think it was just friendship at the time.
Yeah.
But we didn't always plant stuff later. Like if
Yeah.
he was gonna come back for
And I
Avengers
mean-
2, that he had that in
Right.
mind.
You might as well give Hulk a romance because you'll never see Betty Brant,
Yeah.
or what's
Oh,
And
yeah,
that's
Betty
interesting,
Banner.
interesting
I mean,
thing to
Betty
me
Ross.
is that
Betty Ross again.
Black Widow's stuff is that she's not his romantic interest. It kind of feels like Hulk's more her romantic interest. And I was like, that's kind of cool, like the way
Like
it's
a love
flipped like
triangle
that.
with the Hulk.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I thought that was
Can't
handled
compete
very
with
well.
him.
Quicksilver, fucking rocks.
Yes.
Scarlet Witch, fucking rocks.
Now, who's the best Quicksilver?
Oh, this one, because this one's
Okay.
more than just a set piece. Like
That's true.
Days of Future Past, yeah, super cool scene. I
No, he
don't
had
care.
personality.
He-
He had a lot of personality.
yeah, sure,
Yeah.
but he didn't do anything.
He was only
like
there
a
for like
one
20
scene.
minutes.
He
That
saved
was
one
it.
scene.
Give that.
He did
He
one.
helped
but
him
he-
break in the prison.
Yeah, but he didn't
who
really do
cares?
much other than that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never been a huge fan of that. I mean, it looks cool, sure, but
Right.
who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter.
They
to the
kind of just
movie.
like pushed him off to the side when they were kind of done with him.
Yeah. And then Scarlet
one-
Witch
yeah.
is just cool. And it's like the comics where her powers are loosely defined and nobody can really explain them. So it's like, yeah, it's just true to the source material.
Okay, that's
but
good.
it doesn't make you question it within the movie itself either.
But you do feel that she is powerful.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Ultron is the
Maybe a
best.
House of M storyline.
I don't know.
Well,
I
we
mean,
don't have if you have the X-Men
Oh
back.
yeah.
the Inhumans. I'll switch up to Inhumans. House of
Yeah.
I or something like that.
House of I.
Survive.
And then Vision.
Oh shit.
Spoiled. Hey, don't break the table.
Fine.
I guess not really a spoiler alert because he's in the movie and he's going to interact with Ultron, right?
Right.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah.
Is his storyline good?
Yes, he doesn't come in early. I'll say that. He's
Okay,
not.
I figured as much.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be like. Well, I don't think this is a spoiler because it's in the comic. He's supposed to be flesh and machine.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and he was created
by Ultron in the
by
comics.
Ultron. Yeah, in the comics.
Yeah,
In the
It's-
comics.
So yeah, it's 50-year-old comics. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
That stuff's okay to bring
Okay.
up.
All right, yeah, because he was created by Ultron to spy on the Avengers as like a double agent. or
Right.
whatever.
It's not verbatim, but it's like they change stuff.
Okay.
Okay,
But
but they do
there's-
take aspects.
Yes,
Okay.
and the way Vision and Ultron are so different, but they both comment on the nature of the Avengers and by extension humanity.
Okay.
Right.
And like, there's so much I want to say. I'll do spoiler talk like next time.
Yeah,
but
next
it's like
next
it's
podcast.
it's very fascinating to me how
Okay.
we didn't manage all this.
I know.
I guess just quick breakdown, so I just
Yeah,
wrap it
yeah,
up.
no problem, go for it.
Avengers: Age of Ultron's bigger, messier, better.
Right.
I think it's much better at what it succeeds at. Hawkeye is the MVP.
Right.
Ultron is
Thank God
probably
they
the
gave him
best
stuff.
Marvel villain. Oh yeah, Hawkeye. Like you if you don't at least
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. Read Matt Fraction's run of comics. If you don't at least like Hawkeye coming out of this movie, you're the problem. Like I hate to be like, oh well, fuck you.
Right.
No, I think like his character is written so well, and once the movie reveals how he's important to the team, it's great.
To
It's
me-
wonderful.
To me, when they announced that, to me, it's more of Josh Whedon listening to the fans.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of people
Or
are
listening
told-
to the actor. Cause
Yeah.
he didn't-
No,
he
because they
wasn't
talked
happy either.
about his role in the first one. They just couldn't
Right.
fit it in. I mean, that's fine. If someone had to get the sword in the stick, it makes
Well,
sense.
well,
that
I
it'd
heard
be
he wasn't
Hawkeye.
very happy.
Oh no, he wasn't. He doesn't shy away from that. Everything else about the movie, the
Doesn't shy
action
away
is
from being
great.
misogynist either.
Yeah, the action is not just spectacle; it's informing characters.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's awesome chases. There's awesome, like, the way Ultron moves in a
Right.
fight
Very
Yeah.
good
is
motion
kind
Oh,
of.
oh, you get to see him fight because you know what? They never showed him like
Right.
actually fight.
Yeah.
Like, they always see his drones.
He's
Right.
got like a weight to him too, so he's not just like an empty Tony Stark suit, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Like you feel his presence there, kind
Now
of
we
like.
see
uh,
him like progress as
Yes.
his body wise.
Yeah, he has
Cool.
multiple forms.
Well, not adamantium, but it's vibranium. Well, I mean, right?
I'm not gonna comment on that.
Well, that's how. Well, that's in the comics, though.
Yeah, in the comics, this is what happens. Ultron
This is comics people.
covers himself in adamantium,
Yeah.
and he becomes unstoppable.
Yeah.
But the Age of Ultron is, I think it's the best Marvel movie, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I need to think on that one for a while. I'm not gonna. Don't hold me to that.
No, the reason why you like it so much it's because it's more comic booky, right?
It's more comic booky. I
Uh-huh.
think the ideas are bigger and broader, and I like this stuff. They're actually they're questioning the Avengers, the purpose of them, and they find themselves in very different places, logistically, maybe physically, at the end of the movie, and just
Right.
there's a lot of messy stuff because it's the middle piece.
Yeah.
The
Right.
movie has no real bookend. It's just like this is where they are now, and
this is what they're
this is
doing.
where we're gonna end.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
it doesn't just cut off. Though.
No, but that's fine because it's the second
yeah,
movie in a trilogy, so
yeah.
all of the second movies end like abruptly, you know,
Yeah.
and that's fine,
And it's always
So-
the second movies that like have like the best action.
right?
Yeah, like it's the overarching plot stuff outside of Ultron.
Yeah.
Right.
I won't say too much on it. Is kind of left like, oh, so this is where we're headed in Phase 3.
Okay.
But Empire Strikes Back did it. It's the characters and the thematic stuff that gets closed off, and it's
Right.
like, okay,
It's just setting up.
let's go.
It's just
Yeah.
setting up.
Before
Okay.
you
Avengers
wrap-
assemble, and
Right.
yeah.
Before you wrap up, you have to spoil one thing for people that might think
No.
that. Is there something after the credits? Of,
No, okay. There's one post-credit scene. People don't stay till the end.
I know.
Well,
That's
no,
what I've
no.
been hearing.
There's just one.
There's just
Okay.
one.
It's
so You
cool.
can confirm that right now.
Yes, I can confirm that. Okay,
Yeah.
just one. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Leave after that, unless you want to like honor people who worked on the movie. Also,
Nah.
I mean, if you gotta go pee, go pee.
Or you get the bullshit after X-Men Days of Futures Past when it's like 15,000 people like worked on this thing. It's basically like an anti-pirating thing, and it's like really you got to put that in there.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, don't pirate the movie, guys. Just don't do that.
No, don't do that.
But yeah, I highly recommend Age of Ultron. My spoiler-free review is also up on audienceseverywhere.net. I gave it an A, a solid A. Maybe over time I will like it more, maybe a little less. I don't ever see myself turning on this movie completely. Spider-Man 2 is still king of superhero movies to me. Age of Ultron's up there with Winter Soldier, The First Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy,
Okay.
and Iron Man 3. Because I love Iron Man 3, and I rewatched it this weekend, and it's one that gets better every time.
Yeah,
Right.
I've
I
been meaning to
rewatched-
watch
I
Avengers.
rewatched-
I'll probably watch Avengers tonight.
I saw Thor: The Dark World again because I hosted a Cap Love Sesh, hashtag Cap Love
Oh,
Sesh,
really?
and that's just us watching Marvel movies before Avengers comes out. Last year it was for Captain America, for the first Avengers, and then Winter Soldier. Thor: The Dark World does not hold up for me. Like, man,
you know
I was
what?
bored
Right,
the
that's
first
like-
hour of that movie.
You know, it seems like Thor: The Dark World is like all the problems someone could have in the first Thor have with it. It just
Less character stuff, though.
it just like multiplies. Like all their problems just are more evident.
Sort of. I mean, as soon as they team up with Loki, I think the movie starts finally kicking off, and
Right.
it gets at least entertaining. It's still not great, but
I
I
mean,
have fun with it.
right.
And the final fight with like the portal
Okay.
hopping, like that's cool. That's real cool to me.
So we're moving on to all the Marvel movies, right?
Yes, that's my transition.
okay
you
for
don't
me
have
to,
to note
like-
the transition, bro.
No, but it's okay for me to like slightly rant on Thor: The Dark World.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we
I'm
go.
just gonna put this out there, but that movie had no balls. Like
No,
it
it
didn't
didn't.
have any testicles
No, it didn't.
because
It fell under the weight of producers. Like that's the
that
thing about
'cause
Marvel
that
movies.
guy-
They're producer heavy.
right. That guy, he works on Game of Thrones, a show with a lot of balls. And then
Literally.
We never see any of them. It's just like
see a
you
lot
think
of,
they'd even out the nudity on both sides of the gender
Right.
spectrum, you know?
Yeah.
but that guy, he didn't bring any any of them.
I will say it
back
wasn't his
to
fault.
Thor.
He is someone who will never work with Marvel again. He's like, I got all these great ideas, and he's
Right.
British, so I'm doing.
Oh,
my
he's
British
doing
version.
Terminator too, so I don't know if he'll ever
Oh,
work
It,
again
de-
either.
it depends if he leaves a stamp on it. I think if the movie is a success.
I don't think it will be.
Now-
I don't think it'll
now
be a
I'm kinda
critical
iffy.
success. I know we've all talked about that. I think
Yeah.
it'll be a financial success,
Right.
though.
But
Probably.
yeah,
Well,
back to
duh, 'cause
sorry.
wait, talking about Terminator, right?
Terminator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, duh, it's a Terminator movie.
Yeah.
Well, Salvation didn't make a lot.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
For Thor: The Dark World, like, it had no balls. Like, it's like, we're gonna kill off this main character, and it's the mom Frigga, who is hardly in any of the and hardly of any of the franchise. Like maybe they tried to like feature her a lot in the second one, and that works, but. I wouldn't have this problem if her scenes didn't get cut in the first one because she was supposed to have more scenes,
Yeah,
right?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she was.
So her death wouldn't be as meaningless.
Well, here's the thing. I think
Yeah.
that one still works because you understand
It
what she
works.
means to Thor and Loki.
But as
There's
an
a
audience, you
lot
don't really
of-
know her.
No, you don't. But you understand what it means to Thor and Loki, and I think that's why that still works.
Right.
Everything else doesn't really work.
Right.
Everything that's not the plot does. The
Right.
movie is plot heavy, though.
Yeah.
So it's
And,
like,
yeah,
what are
you have
doing?
cut off Thor's hand. No, it's just an illusion. You kill Loki. No, it's just an illusion. You
It's the
Everything was
illusion.
an illusion.
Yeah.
The whole movie was just an illusion. It never happened.
it had no balls.
Doesn't-
The
Inception.
cliffhanger's cool though, with Loki and the
It's
throne
an
of
interesting
Asgard.
cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's a
It
cool
was,
cliffhanger.
yeah. So
Right,
it definitely makes you interested in what they're gonna do for Thor 3,
Right.
at
Yeah.
least.
I hope Thor 3 is good.
I hope so too. Yeah.
Who's the director for Thor 3?
Guillermo del Toro. No,
That
that
should
would
be
be
it.
the
Oh my
best!
god! I literally
Yeah.
got excited right now. I was
Sorry,
like, oh,
no.
man.
Can you? He's so busy. He's not
Yeah,
because that
true.
comes out the same year as Pacific Rim 2.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
Oh,
no
yeah.
way he would make that.
Right.
That got pushed to August 2017.
Yeah, that
I
sucks.
heard.
And then Thor 3 comes out like in November. So
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Thor: The Dark World, there were a lot of cool like concepts and
yeah, I
cool
love the
ideas.
designs and the
designs were
weaponry and
cool.
stuff.
But yeah, it's just so bland. Like it's just so man, it's been a while since I ran
It-
about
it-
this movie.
No, it's fine. There's no
Um,
character centricity to it.
no.
Like even the first Thor, like I get people not liking it because it's so
Right.
goofy and it's so like there's
Yeah.
no real story beyond Thor.
Right.
Like and Loki. Loki
Yeah.
stuff I think is undeniably
And you
great.
know,
and Thor coming to terms with
Right.
like becoming humble and
Yes.
stuff. I think that stuff works great.
It
what's his
did.
arc in the Dark World?
He doesn't have one. I think he just ends up like, you know what? I don't want to be the king of
I
Asgard
thought
yet.
I love my brother.
Oh,
You liked his brother or something?
yeah. I guess his arc is that. Yeah, he did care about Loki. I mean, you got good moments between Thor and Loki still, like
Right.
where they're yelling at each other, and then Loki's like, "Well, Mom wouldn't be surprised if we were fighting," and then he's like, "I wish I could trust you." Like that's a great line because
Right.
like you know how much Thor cares about Loki.
was really good in that movie. Thor
Yeah.
wasn't written very well.
Yeah, it was whatever. I mean, I think he
Um,
gets a funny moment where Loki's like, "You need to press lightly," and he's like, "I am pressing lightly,"
I
and he's
know,
like
yeah.
slamming on the keys.
It's classic like brotherly thing.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, little moments like that I think work.
You know what really doesn't work? A lot of the, you know what I sometimes like criticize a Marvel movie for. It's not having too much humor. It's like putting the humor in bad places.
Yeah, and I
And
think
that-
I don't think
that-
that's a viable complaint, really. I don't
No,
think they
no, for
overdo
this
it.
movie. No, I'm not saying they overdo it. I said they put it in the wrong places.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, I know. I don't think.
For this movie,
Yeah,
they
I don't believe
really
that.
do that.
I don't know. I don't,
Because
I don't feel that.
Right, like just as a movie, you know, when it's sad, stay sad. When it's funny, keep it for that scene. You know, remember that scene where his brother dies, Loki dies in his arms, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like crying or
I
whatever.
know what you're going to say.
And then the next scene after, like not even a minute after his brother dies.
It's a minute after.
Is
I counted this time.
Is Natalie Portman cell phone ringing, and it's that stupid ringtone, and then it's like a stupid joke, and then a minute after that it's like, oh, what happened to your brother? Oh, he's dead. Oh, thank God. It's like,
Oh, see, that's funny though.
no, but that
works.
That's like that's undermining his death, because you know you're making a joke out of it. It's supposed to be sad that he died.
It's like the same thing with
doesn't
Man
work.
of Steel. Once he kills Zod, it's just kind of like a minute after. It just kind of like
Oh, I think that's
Shoes
even
away.
a bigger tonal shift.
yeah.
No, I think there's the same amount of bad tonal shifts in these movies.
I disagree, because here you
No.
understand everyone hates Loki but Thor.
No, but you know, you're supposed to feel sad for him, and then you're supposed to laugh that he's dead. What does that say?
You're not supposed to laugh that he's dead. You understand that
No, I
Selvig
don't think that
especially
works.
hates
That
Loki.
doesn't.
Well,
You don't,
I
you're
think
not
it does.
moving right.
I think it does work fine.
No, that's very bad.
I mean, Man
tonal
of Steel is
shifts.
still worse than... no, yeah, Man of Steel is
No.
definitely worse than Thor the Dark World.
No, the tonal
No.
shifts.
Tonal shifts
Are the
ruin Thor the
same.
Dark World. Man of Steel stays one consistent tone. It's just the wrong tone.
No, it's only in that one scene you have the
It was
bad
just in
tonal
that-
shift. In
yeah.
Thor, there's so many bad tonal shifts.
I don't know.
It
Man of
goes from,
Steel
like,
is like
funny-
depressingly bad to
I
me.
loved Man
And,
of
like,
Steel.
Jesus
and,
Christ,
like,
what are you even doing here?
You,
Well,
I
then
asked you.
you have that joke about the drone too after, and it's just like that. There's just like they put the jokes in the wrong places in the Thor movies, like they're just weirdly put. You know, I get there should be humor, but they're just in weird spots. Like,
Well, hopefully Thor
like you
3
say
can
like a
appease to
joke
everyone.
at a funeral.
Well, you
you
could
know?
have just said it's dark humor.
No, it's not. That's not it.
And
That's totally
it's
not it.
Yeah, Thor: The Dark World. I don't want to spend another minute on it.
You're all right. You're the one who asked if you could rant on it.
All right.
Well, hopefully they learn from that, and in
don't like
Ragnarok,
those Thor movies.
it'll be good.
Yeah,
Still going
Ragnarok is supposed to be pitched as like this Winter Soldier type thing, but on Asgard,
on. Okay.
like a game changer for the Marvel movies again.
That's what I've been hearing.
and takes place immediately after Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't
And-
spoil anything.
I won't, but there's I understand why they focused Thor's journey on a lot of build up for future
Okay.
movies instead, because Thor: The Dark World was the least profitable Phase 2 movie.
Was it?
Yeah,
Because I
Like,
remember
by far.
Wasn't the Thor movie pretty profitable?
Yeah, it was. Dark World made more,
Right.
but everyone else's box office intake like doubled.
That's
so
fun. Yeah.
and Guardians made like 800 million, 900
Right.
million, something crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
The point is like Thor isn't catching on with this after a second movie. The first one they had him people kind of fizzling out a bit. So people like the movie more still, but it's
Yeah.
like there's not the attachment to his franchise yet.
Right.
I think if anything, people more like the character of Thor than just
Yeah.
the movies.
Thor is lovable.
Yeah.
He's a golden retriever who is loyal and will fight by your side, and yeah, he's a good character. Just he needs better movies.
Yes.
Right. Or maybe
And,
he just works as a supporting character.
Yeah, like Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I like the Incredible Hulk well enough, I guess.
Right. I don't know. I feel
Hey.
like you could do Hulk.
But
Okay.
dude, a Hulk movie's
Phase 3.
hard.
Do you think there, or even Phase 4? Do you think there will eventually be a Hulk movie?
Yes.
Well, I heard that they don't even have the rights for doing a solo.
Oh yeah,
Hulk
no,
movie
I
yet.
think they
Oh.
would if they can, but
Yeah.
Universal has the rights. They can't work with them, or they
Oh.
don't want to work with them. I
How come?
guess I don't know, but they got to work stuff out in the business side of
Right.
things.
Yeah.
What if they just like paid him off to get the Submariner back? Because they still have the rights to
Oh, you mean
Namor.
Namor,
Namor.
whatever. I don't know. I've heard that he's actually back at Marvel, and that it was just a misconception that he was at Universal.
Right.
I don't know. All that, I don't even think like Kevin Feige knows. He has to like research the law stuff.
right?
You know.
Because
Yeah.
what solo movie can you do with Namor? Nothing.
I don't know.
You might
He's
as
a-
well just have
he's a
Namor
dick.
in, like,
Yeah,
in,
he's
like,
a dick. I hate him.
Fantastic Four. It's like,
I don't want a solo movie of Namor. He's a dick.
Since we're still on Marvel movies, are you really excited for Phase 3?
I am super excited. I'm excited
After
for
seeing the
Ant-Man
movie?
still.
oh, yeah.
Because
I'm really
Age of
excited.
Ultron, I don't need to see any more big spectacle blockbusters.
That's what and I think
Destruction
that's why-
sequences.
and
Like
I
it
think
doesn't.
That's why they put out Ant-Man is because it fights on a smaller scale.
Yeah,
Is Ant-Man
literally.
supposed to be after?
Yes,
Yes.
Is
Yeah.
it confirmed?
it is confirmed.
Okay.
Yeah, no, because I mean it makes sense. I've heard some stuff on Ant-Man
I kinda-
that
yeah, I
it
still wanna
makes
see
sense
Ant-
as an epilogue.
All right. I still want to. I want to see Ant-Man. Kind of now, even though still.
I know. Here, look, it's
Okay,
sad that
I'll
Edgar
ask-
Wright left.
I'll ask
We
this
don't.
guy.
No, I don't want you to.
Would you want to see? The guy who did Shaun of the Dead?
Yes.
Wouldn't you have rather seen an Ant-Man movie by him?
Of course we would have.
Well, that's the understatement.
Yeah. Like, the question isn't like, wouldn't you rather have? Like, of course we fucking would. Just don't be a dick to these people who had to work on this movie.
It's like the
You know?
It's like Marvel hires Yes Man director of Yes Man. that
Well,
still gets
apparently
me.
the dude's like a huge nerd too,
Right.
and
Doesn't mean he's good.
no, it doesn't, because I
Yeah,
didn't
but you
like
can't
Yes
really
Man.
judge his work before it even comes out.
Yeah, I mean that too. Like, don't give this guy a hard time because he
I'm
signed on
saying
for Ant-Man.
He's a bad director though.
Well, I mean, like, I think it's gonna come out good, even though all the stuff that that happened during this Ant-Man making the development with Edgar leaving and then like actors leaving and then changing writers and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I believe
Just shit happens. I just hope it works out.
and I think Marvel's gonna come out good
Right.
with it.
I think
Maybe
it's gonna
not
surprise
big.
people. I don't think it'll be as good as Age of Ultron.
No,
I don't think there's
no,
any way.
no.
Right. Do you feel like all the behind the scenes stuff will still, even though it's like a year ago, people might
That's
forget?
where it started filming. So yeah,
No,
I think
no.
it's gonna have a problem with the
Do you
movie.
think people will forget about that and see it?
I don't think enough people care. I think plenty of people are gonna go to see it because it's a Marvel movie. Like,
Okay.
we all love Edgar Wright. He doesn't have that big of an
It's like a
audience
cult
here.
following.
Yeah, he's a brilliant director. I'm not stating anything against that. It's just he doesn't have that big of a following. I mean, and be all butthurt about it as you want.
In the
but-
U.S., I think it's more in the
It's-
U.S.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not going to be detrimental to the movie for that reason.
Okay.
Not everyone's as like inversed in this news as we are. You
Right.
know?
Mm-hmm.
But really quick, I
Um,
guess you guys want to mention anything else about Marvel movies, or do you want to just rank them now?
Okay. One. I have one
Go
more
ahead.
thing.
Yeah, go for it.
First, because you said you're indecisive. You don't want to see another big spectacle. But Cap 3 seems like a big
No, I mean this
spectacle.
summer.
okay.
This summer, like
You
I got
just
my
want
fill.
one. You just want like
Yeah,
Okay.
like I'm probably
Right.
going to. I just don't know what else could
Right.
top this spectacle wise, because it's like there's weight to the spectacle, and God, the final
Sorry.
fight, the final action sequence is like it's so cool. Pretty much turns into like a war movie
Yeah.
for a while because it goes on for a while.
Oh, okay.
The final stuff, like
Oh,
the same thing as the first Avengers.
okay. Off topic. Well, back to Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yep.
In the first movie, as a movie, I didn't really like some of it.
Like what?
Some aspects of
We
it,
can talk
like
about
the cinematography
What's fixed?
or
It's fixed.
What's okay?
It's much
Yeah,
better.
that's
Like,
what
it looks
been
like
hearing,
TV.
that he Josh Whedon used different.
He used a different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, used a different.
I mean,
guy
because even he's like
and
critical
used
of
a
it.
drone to get
Yeah.
some of the landscape.
Yeah, you can
and then
tell.
used
Well-
these like really fast like carts to capture like all the chasing scenes and stuff.
Yeah,
As
like-
like a film
It
fanatic.
didn't feel like a movie. It felt like a TV show,
Right.
cinematography wise.
Yeah.
But here, even the aspect ratio, I think they shifted it.
Okay.
And I don't know what
Well, I like
that it
this.
is, but it's
filmmaking wise. Well, I like this better.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, Avengers isn't perfect either, but for the type of movie, I hate using this because it sounds like a cheap like a out, but for the event, there you go. For the event that it was trying to be
Okay.
and for what it was trying to accomplish, it accomplished everything.
Yeah.
It serviced the characters. It gave us a huge raw finale. It got the team together for the first, like, it achieved something that's never happened in movies, maybe since. I think the
When-
only ones that did it were like the Universal monsters.
Like when Frankenstein meets the wolf.
Yeah, and that's just not good. I mean,
Right,
people are like
yeah.
it's goofy.
Or
but-
Abbott and Costello meet the wolf man.
Oh,
yeah,
gosh.
shit like that. Like this is something that everyone can enjoy. It's fun for the whole family, but it's also like a comic book nerd's
Right.
wet dream. And there are people who are like, oh well, it's not realistic or something, or they'll have like really
it's like,
weird
seriously?
complaints. Yeah,
who cares, man? Just
I mean, there's valid criticisms to the movie, and I don't want to like deter that discussion ever, but I think there are odd nitpicks with this type of movie.
Okay.
You just have just like jaded people just trying to.
Yeah.
nitpick it.
it's
Right.
like the stupid like everything wrong with every movie in like certain
Oh,
amount of
Cinema Sins.
We do not
Cinema
talk about
Sins?
Cinema Sins here.
Oh, man.
They are.
He hates them with a passion.
Going
Sorry
on just
for-
like just
It's
a
fine, it's
little
fine.
off topic. My friend showed me like everything wrong with Pacific Rim, and he showed me that video, and I literally got so mad at that whole thing because
then I
it was
realized-
just
nitpicking.
Yeah, it was.
And
like,
I mean, it's
Then I
fine to
realized
like
there's
joke.
nothing wrong with Pacific.
No, it's just like he
Pacific
nitpicks at
Rim's
like
great.
he nitpicks at the
It's like-
littlest thing.
It's like he's not wearing his belt in this scene. Now he's wearing his belt.
Yeah.
It's like, who cares?
Or the
Every movie makes mistakes like
or the
that.
stupid Newton's
It
Cradle.
Uh-huh.
Like people were criticizing that like every time. It's
Wait,
like
which one?
The Newton's Cradle when he punches the building in the Newton's Cradle.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I know, but like
Yeah.
everyone was giving that part shit for some weird reason.
It's like-
That's there you
How-
go. That's a silly scene. That's
Yeah.
fine. Like it's so weird to me because that stuff. Like if you're just having like a couple beers and it's like, oh my god, like Superman flying is ridiculous. But you know, Superman is the
It's like
superhero.
he would get bugs in his mouth.
Yeah,
It's like, who
like,
cares?
it's
It's,
kind of
not real.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to talk about that when you're like drunk or something like that. But
Yeah.
if you're actually like, this is so dumb, you
Oh,
can't
yeah,
fly.
if,
We're
like,
like,
if
that's
you
type
truly
of-
find that like irritating, like then
Hey.
get out.
that's the problem with you, not like
Maybe-
Pacific Rim again.
Yeah.
Like someone's like, oh, why would they just have one pilot? It's like, well, the movie explained it in its conceptual terms.
So-
If you don't agree with it, again, that's a you thing. Like,
To
if-
me, it made sense.
Yeah.
Moral of the story.
to
Just
have-
don't
Or,
watch CinemaSins.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
the moral
Or-
of Pacific Rim, why you need the two pilots is because the whole movie is about togetherness and bringing humanity
Right.
Yeah.
in unison.
Yes.
So it makes sense to have two pilots
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
establish that.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't from CinemaSins, it was from Faustino, the guy who was showing the video.
Mm-hmm.
And he made up this, I don't know what he got this, but he's like, you know the scene when he finally meets Gypsy Danger, like the first time, like after he comes back?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, there's no way that they can hear each other talk because it would be so loud. And
Oh
I'm
my
like, how
God.
the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
I'm
when they're, like,
I was
building
like,
it,
I was
yeah.
like, okay, for one, how the fuck do you know that? Because have you ever been in a work site like that?
Right.
Fuck, no, I know you will never be in a work site like that. And no.
You're not a man.
No,
You
he
get your
is. No,
hands
he works at
dirty.
fucking Lowe's.
Okay.
He works. He cleans the floors at Lowe's.
I like, don't tell everything about
No, it's
everyone.
just-
relax,
it's-
relax. Okay.
Calm down.
I'm sorry, I really despise this guy.
Okay. Well, the point
And
is,
he
I
wouldn't know the
think
first thing about robots either.
you don't know the first thing about Jaegers.
Jaegers.
No, but I think those claims are ridiculous, and I think it's
Yeah.
a bad
Sure.
thing in general. Just because
It's
a lot
bad.
of people look at that and they're like, "Oh, these are valid criticisms."
No.
Like, no,
That's why-
no, please, no, don't do that.
Same subject, but different kind of category. That's why I don't really like rely on like reviews on certain things,
Yeah.
like Yelp. Like sometimes like the reviews are just kind of like dumb.
Yeah.
It's like they,
But-
yeah. it's
Like actually I was reading a Yelp review on this place. Well, it was at the other Undercity location, but they're
Okay.
talking about they gave it a 1 because of the fact that it was on a free comic book day, and
There
they're
were
talking
too
about
many
they're
people.
talking about Renee specifically.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Oh,
and
that sucks.
we had
Sorry, Renee.
when
That's cool.
Well, because when
It
we
was
first
me.
did when we first did free comic book day, we had a problem with people coming in like groups
Yeah.
and just taking like a whole stack,
Right.
and they would be gone within like an hour, all of it,
Yeah.
everything. So we limited to like 1 per person,
Yeah.
or like 1 title.
Well, I
per
think you could
person.
only get like 3, right?
We get
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
limited
I
to
remember
three
that.
three titles per person.
Now, going back to that, it said like, oh, we went there, then we got everything we want, then we went again this year, and the worker there was saying, oh, we could do 1 per person because people were taking too many. He's like, that was a blatant lie. I'm like, really? A blatant lie? I'm like, maybe you're probably the
Yeah.
reason why you made the rule.
Yeah.
No, it's just kind of like things like that, and I don't really trust a lot of reviews.
Right.
Yeah.
And later you found out it was the guy that made CinemaSins.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a weird YouTube thing that I don't really get.
It's
like,
just an internet thing as well.
Nitpicking
Too.
the
yeah, like how do you enjoy anything with that
Yeah.
type of
Because
Because
mentality?
every movie has some type of flaw to it.
Right.
Yeah, which is
It's
fine.
And, you know, it's
major
not
or-
even funny, like nitpicking,
Yeah.
like Mystery Science Theater. It's just stupid nitpicking.
No,
Yeah.
but that's
Yeah.
funny though.
What?
Like
Mystery Science
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I said,
yeah,
yeah, he
no,
goes,
it's not
drunken
like,
No, but
commentaries.
it's
not-
not like Mystery Science
Yeah.
Theater where they're
Yeah, but I like, 'cause
like
I'm-
they appreciate
yeah, they
movies.
Yeah, but-
these guys don't appreciate
yeah, but they
movies.
generally pick on things that are generally like it's a big problem.
Right.
What they pick, but this guy is just like anything he can find, he can use it as a criticism. Like
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
It's-
anything.
It's
Like-
obnoxious more than anything.
Like,
It's like,
I know
oh,
this is a bad movie
'Cause
example,
the worst one. Oh,
but I know this was a bad movie example because he was reviewing Birdemic. I know that the
Oh,
movie's
I
just
love Birdemic.
The movie's just garbage, but I started,
Birdemic is
I
the
started
best
watching
worst
it
movie.
because this is before I started. I saw the movie, and he was criticizing the beginning of it because he was driving a Mustang.
right.
It's like what? He's like,
Shouldn't
oh, he's
he be
driving a
cri-
Mustang.
yeah. Shouldn't he be criticizing that the beginning has those long pans where nothing's happening?
No, it's just he's driving. One of them was just, oh, he's driving a Mustang. Oh, it's not eco-friendly. Oh,
Oh,
What?
God.
I don't know. I just
Or
thought
the worst stuff is like, oh, in Dark Knight Rises, how did Batman get back to Gotham?
That's the worst criticism ever.
I know.
He's
yeah.
Batman. He did it in the
They've
first
established
movie.
his Batman mythos that
Yeah.
he's a ninja.
Right.
He could do whatever he wants. Like, I don't want to spend any more time on this. I'm gonna
I
get
don't,
frustrated.
I don't even give
gonna make my-
CinemaSins a satisfaction. So.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
All right,
it's making my blood
let's
boil.
Do,
Okay,
let's
yeah,
do
but-
our top Marvel
No, but
movies.
like, regardless, we're gonna find people that's gonna nitpick at Age of
Right.
Ultron.
Yeah,
You know,
of course.
but I mean, obviously,
nitpick
we're
at
not gonna
anything.
take their opinion or review seriously
yeah,
because they're just trying to basically bag on something that's gonna be universally liked.
yeah.
I don't think it'll be universally liked. Actually,
Oh, really?
I think there are people who are just not going to connect with it, and again, it is flawed. I happen to think it's one of the best things Marvel's done now.
Okay.
Yeah, who wants to go first?
So I'll go
for
first.
ranking Marvel movies. All right. Yeah,
So we
but
start at the bottom.
quick
start
question:
from the
is
bottom.
it specifically for Marvel Studios or just
Marvel
Cinematic?
Cinematic
Mar-
Universe.
Yeah,
Okay.
Marvel
Yeah.
Studios.
They're movies only.
I just want to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, just out of curiosity, would you add anything else, like for the best Marvel movies?
I would not put for best, but like worst, because like I thought Daredevil was pretty bad.
Oh yeah, Daredevil sucks.
I did like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans.
Wrong.
I loved them.
Oh, okay. You love them?
I loved them.
Okay, yeah, me too.
No, but it's like except for Spider-Man 3, that one's like we should never
Right.
talk about it.
I don't even think it's as bad as people say. I think the Amazing Spider-Man movies are way worse.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think Amazing Spider-Man's worse, but
You know, okay,
Spider-Man
I want to touch
3
on that really quick.
Spider-Man 3 isn't very good.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I'm not.
Compared to like Spider-Man.
I
1
can
and 2.
watch it. It's not
I think
good.
I think it wasn't bad. Like there was something like the whole emo thing. I could have like.
No,
I could have weighed that off, but the thing I could not forgive is that like they brought Venom in, or I did not like Venom in that
Although-
movie.
although
Ironically,
They
I
had a
think
good
that.
idea with Venom, making him like a dick version of Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
But
this
then-
idea with Venom
That's
that
a good
mostly
idea, it's just
works in the
bad.
movie. It just doesn't work out well at the end.
No.
And the emo Peter Parker thing, like, yeah, it's totally fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
like
But-
I was willing to
but-
I was willing to shove that off.
But no, I will tell you, I think that's the best moment in the movie.
When
Really?
he's dancing.
Yeah. Because that's Peter Parker's version of cool. Of course it's not fucking cool.
No,
the guy's
no,
a fucking loser.
I was gonna say that's Peter Parker's version of evil.
Yeah, exactly.
Dancing
That is.
badly.
Like, just being a douchebag and unlikable. It's too unlikable, like Iron Man 2, you know? Where it's just like, this isn't working. This isn't
Right.
working at all.
So
But I think it's...
yeah. So
Yeah.
I start from bottom to, my least favorite to my favorite.
Yes, but really, there you go. I got off topic.
Okay.
I think I was talking to Gene before the show. How to do an Eddie Brock in live action? Just make him Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, like a cocky piece of shit douchebag who
everyone
blames the world
likes
for
for
his
some
problems.
reason.
Yeah, just make him have Andrew Garfield come back as Eddie Brock. That's perfect.
First
Right.
world problems.
Yeah,
White
Peter
people
Parker
problems.
in the Amazing Spider-Man movies is just the emo Peter Parker without the self-irony. That's it.
I think he's a total hipster. Total.
Right.
Who?
He's just a piece. He's a
Andrew
douchebag.
Garfield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He blames the world for his problems.
It's weird because I didn't like Peter Parker in the Amazing Spider-Man, but I like Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Right.
Well, Spider-Man, yeah.
Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 is great.
Yeah.
Right.
That's like
Yeah.
the only good part of the movie.
Like I didn't like the first Amazing Spider-Man, but I loved Amazing Spider-Man 2.
What
Why?
the fuck, man? You're just
wrong
gonna
with
drop
you,
a
man?
bomb like that? What are you doing?
What?
Yeah, this podcast is notorious for hating Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Amazing
that-
Spider-Man 2. at
That
least.
is. Well, I don't like
Yeah,
either
man.
of them, but the
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2 is
No, yeah,
one of the
you guys
worst.
always like whenever
It's like-
Amazing Spider-Man 2 comes up.
Why'd you have to do that, man?
It was one of the worst things in human history.
It actually is.
Really?
No, well,
Yeah.
I mean, like honestly, I've told him that. You
No.
know,
Don't do
You
it.
know,
Don't do it. Don't do
that
it.
I like some aspects of Amazing Spider-Man.
Okay,
2.
even I do,
But no,
yeah.
but like they pointed
I
out
like-
some plots that could have been better, and then a lot of stuff that were really bad. And I see it now, and I can't unsee it. But it still, to me, doesn't ruin me liking the movie. That's the
Well,
thing.
I don't care. If I like it, I like it. I
Yeah.
don't really care. If you don't like
No,
it,
yeah, I
don't
mean,
care.
you enjoying something is more important than any criticisms, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, holy fuck, this is like one of the most human superheroes ever, and they gave him like all this excess story shit, like his parents are spies, and their action sequences that don't open with Spider-Man. Why the fuck would you open a Spider-Man movie with a plain action sequence? What are you doing? Who thought that was a good idea? And it's the
But
worst.
There's just some things you kind of have to ignore.
You can't ignore the whole movie.
All right.
I'm not saying the whole movie,
If
but
you poke the spare about Amazing Spider-Man 2,
Yeah, I won't
this
stop.
will-
Okay,
yeah,
sorry.
You won't
Yeah,
stop.
He's
I'll cool.
gonna just keep
I'll
going.
cool. All right, Gene,
Okay.
you have the list.
Right, have the list.
All right, then we'll just go clockwise for me.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Least these are going to be my least favorites. I'm going to have Thor: The Dark World at the bottom.
Racist.
Yeah, and then Thor after.
Jesus.
Iron Man 2.
Both lower than Iron Man 2.
What's that?
They're both lower than Iron Man 2.
I don't know about that. Next one is. Let me see. Probably have to be. It's really close. I'm gonna give it to the Incredible Hulk. Decent movie, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
Then probably Iron Man 3 after. The first Iron Man after that. Captain America: The First Avenger, and then I'm down to top 3, or excuse me, top 3 because I haven't seen Age of Ultron, but it's gonna go The Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and then my favorite is still gonna have to be Captain America: The Winter Soldier, just because the themes and just the way that movie was made was just really well done as an action spy movie. It's just, I could watch that so many times and not get bored of it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll comment on stuff afterwards.
Right. And I'm
finish.
glad how not adult it gets, but how do I say, the depth of that movie is very apparent.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scenes where was it he's going into, what's that scene where he's talking about freedom
Which one?
Which
He's like Captain. He talks about freedom like all the time.
on the intercom?
Oh,
Because
yeah,
it-
no,
you
that's a
know,
great
that's a great scene.
That's a great scene. 'Cause-
Yeah,
Are you done with your list? Can I comment?
yeah, sure.
Okay, because if I don't hear myself talk, I get very worried.
Okay.
That was really like narcissistic of me.
I know.
There's like,
Well, maybe you're narcissistic.
I probably am. Well, I mean, this movie is great for a lot of reasons. I specifically love that it gets everyone behind Captain America. Like the first Avenger, people are like, "Oh, he's just like America." Fuck yeah! I'm like, no, fuck you. This movie
You
didn't.
missed the point of the
I mean, I
movie.
love the first Avenger, but maybe it didn't do its job if people didn't get that yet. And then by the Avengers, they were like, maybe this guy's got something to him. Then the Winter Soldier comes along, and then everyone's like, hey, Captain, I get it now. He's not just fuck yeah America. He's like ideals and shit, like just being a good person.
Yeah.
And then
Well, you can argue that's America. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
no, because no, I will not argue that.
I think
I will
he's
argue
more
against
the
that.
ideal. He's always supposed to be the ideals of America, not he's supposed to be representative of the actions of the country.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the whole thing. I mean, it's not the most subtle metaphor, but the whole security stuff,
Yeah.
World Council and all that, and like spying on everyone and having access to everybody across the globe.
Mhm.
And then he's like, no, this is wrong.
Right.
Obviously, more nuanced than what I just said.
Right.
But yeah, no, that's a good choice for number one.
Yeah. What are yours?
No, I was gonna,
Sorry.
Mine?
What are yours?
I'd have to say the first two Thor movies are on the bottom. for
Okay.
me. And I'd have
I
to
tried.
I don't know. I just never really got into Thor personally.
And it could be really good if they just make it less goofy.
It
disagree.
wasn't just it
That's
was
not the
goofy.
problem.
It was just I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Well, here, give your list and then we'll comment after.
Okay.
So us two, obviously Thor 2. Iron Man 3 after that.
He's one of those.
Yeah.
Just because of the Mandarin?
Sorry. No. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
just
Go
keep
ahead.
going. Keep going.
Then Iron Man 2.
Okay.
Then what else was there?
Incredible Hulk.
Would you count that as a Marvel Studio movie?
Yeah, it is a Marvel Studios movie.
because it's in canon with
Yeah,
us.
okay.
and
They
like-
Just everything
they
got
just don't mention
recasted
it, really.
and
yeah.
Okay.
they mention it in Avengers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Well, they
working
did-
on him.
Well, fair enough. I don't know.
It's okay.
Never mind.
Keep going.
So, what else was there?
Iron Man 1.
Iron Man, yeah. I should say Iron Man 3, 2, then 1.
Okay.
In kind of that kind of like sense. Then Incredible Hulk. Then Guardians of the Galaxy is really good. Then Avengers.
Mhm.
Then there's one more. Then it's Winter Soldier. Then no, actually, like Captain America, first Avengers, then Winter Soldier.
So Winter Soldier is your number one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I super disagree with Iron Man 3.
Yeah, I really
I
like
think that is such. I think that might be the best movie out of all the Marvel movies,
Right.
because it doesn't really care about what else is going on. It's focused on the character of Tony Stark and whether or not
Yeah.
he deserves to be.
I have
called
other
Iron Man.
reasons for disliking it.
There's a
Does it
Mandarin
start
twist.
with an M?
No, it's
No.
just more
Okay.
personal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's
Do you want to explain them or no?
I guess I can. I guess
If you want
If
to.
you don't want
he's
to,
not,
you don't
it's not
have
like he's
to.
gonna hear this.
It's true.
But
Wait, if it's about someone, I don't want to. I don't want to mention stuff like that. I don't want to mention personal stuff on that.
Okay.
If that's
No
cool.
problem.
Okay.
No, that's it. No
Okay.
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
let's just say when that movie first came out, it was like the downfall of like something.
Okay. That sounds like dramatic.
It kind of is. But
Well,
moving
Renee
on.
saw the whole
Yeah.
saw the whole thing unfold, and
Well, I was there.
that was
I was there.
that was because we saw the premiere
Mm-hmm.
in Uptown. That was literally the day that started going downhill.
But moving on.
Okay, moving on then. Renee.
For me, I guess would have to be Thor: The Dark World, Thor. Then-
Damn, guys.
It's because
No one likes
like
Thor.
no, it's because like I don't like out of all the Avengers, Thor's like my least favorite character.
Is
you
he
know?
just not interesting to
He's
you?
not interesting to me, but I do respect him. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I think
do
he's an
respect
interesting
him.
character. It's
Yeah.
he hasn't. I don't
The
know.
movies,
Didn't had
the
it,
movies,
yeah.
yeah.
They
As
don't make
movie
them
wise,
interesting.
I don't like them.
I get that.
Then I guess it would have to be Iron Man 3,
Okay.
then 2 and 1, then trying to think. I'm
Yeah.
really coming up from my head. Then
The Incredible Hulk. First
yes,
Avenger.
okay, yeah. Then
Is this-
Incredible Hulk,
That's gonna be the middle for everyone.
and then
It's-
Avengers. No. There would be Incredible Hulk, First Avenger, Captain America, First Avenger, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Winter Soldier.
Damn, Winter Soldier 3 out of
Yeah,
4 so
yeah.
far.
And then yours is gonna be like not Winter
Iron Man
Soldier. Combo breaker.
It's hard. All right. Well, starting from the bottom, Iron Man 2, because that movie just so exists. Like at least the last 45 minutes of Thor: The Dark World are like,
Entertaining.
yeah, they're entertaining. And
They're
I like
entertaining,
the
I'll
last
give it
action
that.
fight a lot.
To be honest, I
all-
don't ever remember Iron Man 2. I
A
remember the
lot of
first
people
one.
don't.
I think-
they just fought robots.
I think the
yeah.
only reason why I liked Iron Man 2 a little bit more was because they introduced War Machine into it.
I like
You know
War
what?
Machine.
There's
Oh,
good
now I
aspects.
remember.
There are good aspects to Iron Man too.
Yeah, it
totally
just so
was.
much happens.
Like Sam
but
Rockwell
Sam Rockwell
is the
rocks.
best part of that movie.
yeah.
Man, he was so cool.
Justin Hammer,
Justin-
Don
yeah.
Cheadle as War Machine because he gave him more personality.
Yes,
than what's his
that's what I
face.
love.
Yeah.
it.
He didn't have a lot to do, but he gave him personality.
More
and
than
then,
Terrence Howard.
Yeah.
Next
And you
time,
felt the
baby.
relationship more. You felt the relationship
Right.
between Robert
Well,
Downey Jr. and
I
Don
think
Cheadle.
that I like the
Next
understated
time,
relationship
baby.
in Iron Man.
Next time.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like their friendship in Iron Man a lot. In Iron Man 2, I felt so much happened that they kind of touched on it at the end, but not much beforehand.
Yeah.
And then Iron Man 3 just rocks
It was so cool.
It's a
Right.
buddy cop
Yeah.
movie by that point.
Next time, baby.
Yeah, I love that line. That's pretty much... yeah,
so
okay,
ironic.
we'll talk about that after my list.
Okay.
Okay.
Iron Man 2, then Thor: The Dark World. That really dropped for me after I saw it
What
this
was it
weekend.
like in the middle?
Yeah, it was like a middle one.
Okay.
I made a mistake. I realize
When
that now.
Yeah, I made a huge mistake.
Yeah, I made a huge mistake. Then The Incredible Hulk, a movie I have lightly positive feelings towards. No real negatives, just like,
It's a meh.
yeah, it's a meh. It's a positive meh. I'm surprised I don't own it. Like, I would buy
I
it.
own it for some reason.
I'll watch it. I like
Okay.
Edward Norton in the role. I think there's not enough understanding of the Hulk.
Okay.
Because it's pretty much the same movie as the first one, just with better everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
Well,
Hulk
I mean,
on the
that's
run.
not saying much.
Yeah, no, it's not
Yeah,
saying
that
much.
I
first
sadly
one's-
have the movie on DVD.
Okay. Well, I haven't seen the first one in a while. I don't hate it, but maybe I will when I watch it again. I don't know.
I know. I have that same feeling also.
Right. That scene where he fights those gamma dogs. Best scene with gamma dogs ever.
I don't have enough recollection to say whether or not that is good or bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Iron Man 2, Thor: The Dark World, The Incredible Hulk, and then the first Thor. This is where I actually start liking the movies a lot because
Okay.
I do like the character stuff, and that's what makes the movie work for me. It's like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It's like it's really kind of loose plot stuff that's
Right.
happening,
Yeah.
but the interaction between the characters make it feel like,
So
hey, I really got to know these guys over this
Yeah.
2-hour runtime. I like movies like that. If a
Yeah.
movie can do that for me, I can give it like a passing grade. I can
Yeah.
give it like a B- or something.
Okay.
Like Thor's, it's like a solid B for me.
Okay. Yeah.
I know the action's okay. The
Yeah.
Loki stuff's great.
I
Yeah,
think
I think that's where the
it was
movies
a
get
good
good.
development to bring in Thor.
Yeah.
It was a good way to nudge Thor into the Avengers.
And I don't feel that the Shield stuff is overbearing.
In
No.
Thor.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I mean, it's just
It
there
makes
on the
sense.
side, but
it
it's,
makes sense that Shield would
Right.
be
Yeah.
that.
It's kind of
there.
overbearing in Iron Man 2.
yes.
Yeah,
Because
okay,
it's
yeah.
a Shield movie, kind
I
of.
will agree with you there.
Yeah.
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 It was.
But
And then this is where the movies start getting great for me. Iron Man. The first 45 minutes of Iron Man
are great.
are amazing, and I like that it's so character focused.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
the best Marvel movies are, but there's like so little action in the
In
movie.
Iron Man, there is, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
I
just-
like that. Even the final fights, people like bitch about it. But I'm like, wait, no, there are
No.
character stakes here. At
No,
least.
I like the final fight.
Yeah, I do too. It's quick. It's easy. It's clean. You're out of there. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't go on too crazy.
Okay.
There's no like crashing through buildings or anything.
Yeah, like a what if Stain's alive? No, he's gone.
Well, okay, they do crash through
supposed to
buildings,
live.
but they were supposed to do a Masters of Evil type thing, I think, for Avengers too, because guy who played Emil Blonsky.
Abomination was supposed to be in Avengers too.
Yeah, so I think they were going to do a Masters of Evil type thing. Maybe down the line.
You could still do it.
Yeah, I'd like that. Okay, Iron Man 2, Thor the Dark World. Hulk, Thor, Iron Man, and then Captain America, the first Avenger, which is...
Thank God the
It's
other
so
franchises.
good.
Oh,
It's
just
so good.
I love this movie so much. It reminds me of like a throwback to Indiana Jones type adventure serials.
It does, yeah.
And you get to understand Steve Rogers and Iron Man the best out of the Phase 1 movies before they go on.
And
Like,
Tommy Lee Jones was so good in that movie.
yeah,
too.
he's just Tommy Lee Jones, but he's so good at being Tommy Lee
Yeah.
Jones.
just being grumpy.
Yeah, but there's one line in particular that I love when Captain America grabs a grenade, and then he's like, "Oh, get back!" Like he's just even before he's superpowered, he's like,
He's willing
He's a
to
hero.
go
He's a
down
good
the
guy.
line.
Man.
Huh?
He's be a good man.
Good
Yeah,
man.
I love that
Good
stuff.
man.
And I always, there's none of this in Age of Ultron, but I always wanted to see the two characters, Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, talk about like, hey, I had this guy who helped me on my path. I had this guy help me on my path. He's dead though. Oh yeah, mine too. Just like, acknowledge that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I like the Red Skull as a villain.
Yeah.
Because he's just the ultimate evil.
You'll never see him again.
Yeah, you'll never see him again.
Hugo Weaving's not going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, because
Sucks.
Captain Rogers is just the best guy.
Right.
Red Skull is just the worst guy. So it's like
Yeah.
simple, but it works. And then the Avengers at number 5, because Avengers is great.
It's good, but Phase 2 really kind of
Phase 2 kind of ruled like a
Yeah,
lot. But I don't want to lessen the Avengers. The Avengers is amazing.
No.
It's it's one of the best theater experiences I've ever had.
Yo.
It's not a movie that really gets lesser as I watch it.
Mhm.
It's still great.
Yeah.
It's a movie that has infinite rewatchability too.
Yeah.
Like you could be like, I want to watch a Star Wars, and then you just put on like the first
it's
Star Wars.
become like that.
It's like that.
I
Yeah.
do agree with you.
Unless it's a prequel.
We don't talk about that, Gene. We don't talk about that here.
What's a prequel?
And then here's where people
What are
might start
midichlorians?
not liking me. At number 4, I have Iron Man 3.
Okay.
Because I got to explain it now. Iron Man 3 is a great deconstruction of the Tony Stark character. By the end of Iron Man 2, it's like, Jesus Christ, I don't know how much more I can have with this guy. He's just so far up his
Yeah.
own ass. Like, why am I even bothering with this guy? And then here he's like, well, Iron Man 2 is him like, oh, well, I am Iron Man. The suits and I are one. And then Iron Man 3 is like, no, they're not. But I am Iron Man still. Like, I don't need the suits, but the suits need me, that type of thing. It's like, it's this really great study of his character, and I think it goes underappreciated. And meanwhile, yeah, you don't get the quote-unquote real Mandarin, but the real Mandarin fucking sucks. Nobody likes the Mandarin.
Yeah.
Nobody ever liked the Mandarin.
Right.
I think some people feel like,
No, but
just like...
he got better as a character.
yeah, he did. Because he's not just a villain, he's like an
Interesting.
idea
Right.
of like, I'll just kill you and creating this idea that
Oh,
like,
no, I meant in the comics.
oh, he does?
He gets,
I don't care.
He's more interesting.
Nobody cares.
But
I'm not shooting you down. I'm just saying nobody cares about
I
the
think,
Mandarin.
No.
I care
No,
about you.
no.
I don't care about the Mandarin.
I thought it was funny when they found out he wasn't like the real Mandarin. I
Yeah,
thought that was
it
hilarious.
was. Ben
funny.
Kingsley is so good because he could switch from like terrorist. Some people call me a teacher, and then he's like, "Hello, my
Quirky
name is
guy.
Trevor."
Oh, that was like, honestly,
He's
that's,
drinking fucking Budweiser.
That's what made me
Yeah.
kind of love the movie just a little bit more. It's just like, oh god, just to see that character change
Right.
so sudden, and it worked.
It worked in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got a really great short film on the Thor: The Dark World Blu-ray.
Oh, I saw that.
All Hail, the
to
King. I love All Hail the King. But yeah, Iron Man 3 is great.
Even though All Hail to the King tries to like apologize for
It
Iron Man
fixes.
3.
It fixes. It's basically damage control. in a
Kind
way.
of. I
It
mean,
does.
they leave it open enough to appease people who keep bitching about it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like they don't ever need to address it
real
again.
manager.
Yeah.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
need to do
But
it.
I
You'll
think-
never see the real manager.
But even in that context, I should put All Hail the King in here. That'd be near the top.
Yeah.
But it's really funny because then the guy basically tells him like, you're gonna go see someone very important. Like he's hinting at the real manager, and then he's got a gun to Trevor's face, and he's like, I don't get it. Like, he's just so dumb. But he's like, I would love to see the Avengers have to work with him down the line or something like
Right.
that.
That would
Just-
be kind of interesting.
I would
them.
love to see Ben Kingsley come back to these movies. He's such a fun presence.
He is.
All right, and then at number 3, I love Age of Ultron a lot. A lot. I feel like the reviews aren't going to be as positive from everyone coming out of it because
Okay.
at the same time, we've seen them assemble already. This is like
Dissembling.
kind of, I don't want to give too much away, but This is them trying to stay assembled.
Okay.
Like the bolts are a little looser, the table's coming undone, type of thing. You know, the assembly's done. But now, how do you keep it assembled? How do you make sure the paint doesn't like fade away? How do you make sure the bolts don't rust off? You know,
Right.
and I already talked about a lot why I love it so much earlier on. So that's my number 3. And number 2, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. All the reasons you guys said. I mean, you guys pretty much hit on the head.
Pretty much.
I think nobody talks about really how great the Winter Soldier is as a villain. I think
He's a really good villain.
yeah, he's like an unstoppable force, kind of like a Terminator, you know.
Yeah.
But he's also like an interesting reflection of Captain America.
Right.
He's a patriot, but at the same time he's got his own free will, where the Winter Soldier doesn't have that. He's like given orders and he just barks.
I think
Communism.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, I mean, it's more than that. It's just okay.
I think it was more of a good change pace of a villain that's more scary physically, and then more less psychologically. You know, with like Loki and stuff like that. He messes with your mind and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Tricks you. With the Winter Soldier, it's like, oh crap! If he's in the same room with me, you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're dead.
And yeah, he's a great threat. I think it's kind of funny though when you start
you
thinking
gotta
about
go
it. It's
back.
like he's a ghost. You'll never see him coming, and then immediately it's like blowing up everything in the freeway. It's like, well, it's
is
not
funny.
that subtle. But no, I mean that's like a funny nitpicky poke
Yeah,
out. You
yeah.
don't take it seriously.
No, yeah.
The highway chase, by the way, is fucking
Oh,
great.
that's
The
a
way
good
the
scene.
the
Best
way the
fight scene
reveal,
was-
the Bucky's person, like it's Bucky underneath the Winter
Spoilers
Soldier.
if anyone.
Oh my God. It's been a year,
Can you
people.
imagine?
Bucky's still alive.
Who is Bucky? Oh, but
God, it's like-
I remember hearing in the audience.
I know, yeah,
was like,
I heard
oh,
the
that's
same
so cool.
thing. I was
I
like-
could
There's,
imagine.
there's only one gripe I ever had with that movie, and it's like minor, and it's only because I nitpicked at it.
What?
I thought it was like a Chevy commercial.
Oh, okay, yeah, it kind of
Chevy
is.
cars could survive gunfire and battering rams.
When he was driving the Silverado, well, I'm a Ford guy, just saying, but like he's driving a Silverado, I'm just like hearing the music from the commercials, like doo 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 doo. Like, oh god, what are you gonna say? It's like, yeah, your wife's coming. Oh no, I was just thinking about that, and I was just like, fuck. But that's it.
Yeah, Winter Soldier is great.
Yeah, a couple more things on it because I really do love this movie. Is like I love that you get the big action destruction scene at the end with the helicarriers crashing down into the Potomac River, but it's like it's at the extension of the idea of the movie. It's like Hydra wants control, and then Shield wants control, and it's an interesting like another reflection of themselves. Like Shield was so intent on having total control that they didn't even realize that their goals lined up with Hydra's, and it's like,
And they're actually Hydra.
yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, yeah, it's just some people call it a cheap twist because it blames everything on Hydra, but at the same time, it's like nobody on the Shield side of things recognized how dangerous it was because this is the ultimate like evil agency in the Marvel universe, at least on Earth.
Yeah.
That like their goals were the same. That's a scary thought, and it kind of made people like Nick Fury like, ah, shit, and guess you're giving the orders now, Cap.
It made everyone
And Captain
question.
America's speeches are the best in this movie.
Oh yeah.
That whole speech at the end was the best. Like I want to recite that. So
I would be like, fuck yeah, I want to be Captain America.
Yeah.
I guess my favorite moment, really quick, is that when he's like, if you're gonna fight a war, you need a uniform. Then he comes back with his old suit. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn,
That was
that's
awesome.
a good moment.
Yeah.
And thank God he went back to that because the Avengers costume wasn't that good.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was a little too.
It was
Age of
too
Ultron
bright.
trailer, much better.
He looked like a Power Ranger.
Yeah, I mean, if you go with the idea that Coulson designed it and it was just cheap intentionally, it makes it better.
Okay.
I think it looks better in action than it does in pictures.
Yeah.
It's still not good.
So-
And then number 1 is Guardians of the Galaxy. Honestly, 1 to 4, 1 to 5 could all just be like changing. That sounds like a cop out, but these are really great movies just in general. But I guess why I saved Guardians for last is I like the heart. Like the Winter Soldier has the heavy political ramifications and such.
Yeah.
I like movies that focus on character a lot. I don't care about plot. So when you have like Guardians just floundering about sometimes, it's like I like spending time with these
Right.
people.
You know,
I
you want
like
to see them interact with one
yeah,
another.
and they're not like the most heroic except for like Groot. And
Yeah.
I think Gamora doesn't get her credit. She doesn't have a big arc in the movie, but
No.
she's the one who kind of brings their mission together.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
that's a cool thing. Obviously, Star-Lord's great. His
Star-Lord's
little opening
hilarious.
jiggy, and then
And Drax is just like
Drax was
awesome.
the highlight for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
just-
Rocket Raccoon, everyone knows, is
Oh,
great.
God, yeah.
But I love Dave Bautista's comedic timing.
Yes.
And just-
Oh.
yeah, that's fun.
And the way he
Nothing would
delivered
go over my head.
Yeah.
I'll catch it.
You know what? I honestly thought he wasn't going to act in that movie, and he proved me wrong.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got worried. But
Yeah.
he's so good. He's great.
He's already been acting in wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling
True,
isn't
true.
wrestling.
Yeah, it's true.
By the way. No, I like movies that focus on heartwarming stuff. I mean, look at something like Jaws. You know, it's not like The Godfather or anything, but it's a well directed movie, and it's got a lot of themes of family and that classic Spielberg touch of just like heartwarming nature. And Guardians
Jaws
kind of
is
has that same,
heartwarming.
Yeah.
Can you explain?
the family side of things. It's not just hunting the giant shark eating people.
Friendship
No,
between
I know,
the
but
two men.
I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, watch it again. Watch the specific scene with Brody doing that little hand gestures with his son. Like he's stressed out, so he's rubbing his head.
The friendship between him and Richard Dreyfuss.
Yeah, the friendship between the trio of the dudes that go out to the shark, and they have that discussion of the trauma that he has from seeing people get eaten by sharks.
Yeah,
Josh is great. But the point I'm making is that Guardians of the Galaxy gave me a similar type of old blockbuster type feel where it's heart first, action later, and then probably one of my favorite moments in the Marvel Universe as a whole, where the Avengers are standing together against Ronan and they start holding hands.
The Guardians.
The Guardians.
You said the Avengers.
Oh, oops, the Guardians. Thank you. The Space Avengers.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, where they're standing against Ronan and they're like,
holding hands.
yeah, it's the best when you get that great hero shot and they blow Ronan away.
Right.
But yeah, that's my list. You guys have anything else you want to add really quick?
No, I think I'm good. You pretty much said what I wanted to say.
Marveled out.
And then
we're pretty marveled out actually.
Are you gonna do a spoiler review of Avengers?
Yes, I have a spoiler review coming out on Friday at Audiences Everywhere, and I want to talk about it on here next week. So
okay, cool. I'll definitely be on that.
Okay, Gene.
Yeah, I have my tickets.
Good. Okay.
Wow, I'm so excited to see it tomorrow, guys.
Will you be back next week or no?
Will you have me next week?
Honestly, I don't know. We'll talk after the show because I don't want it to get too packed.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Because there's gonna be some other.
Yeah,
people.
We're gonna run out of microphones.
We are gonna run out of
I know,
microphones,
yeah.
and I'm doing a couple. I don't want to overblow it, but
okay.
I don't really care.
No, okay.
Wow, this has been.
Yes, Gene. You don't have to leave me off. I know what I'm doing, boy. It's my podcast. Get out of here.
All right.
Gene, you want to plug anything real quick before we head off?
See premeditative trailer.
It's really good, guys. It's actually really good.
Anything, Hayden?
Not really.
All right, Renee.
Just come down to Undersea Comics, guys. For Free Comic Book Day. It's going to be on this Saturday.
Free
so
stuff?
we'll be open from a bunch of free stuff.
Oh, I do add one thing. I
Go
am
for it.
being security on that day.
Yes, Hayden
There we
is
go.
security, so he will keep an eye out on everyone.
Don't
to
try
make
to
sure.
Steal stuff.
So don't mess with him. And also, guys,
He's
listen to my podcast, Undercity Podcast,
Which
at
I'm in.
podbean.com. So, and then Diego's on one episode where we talked about Marvel. If you don't know, if you want to find out that episode, the episode's called Marvel Grabs DC by the Balls.
All right. Well, that's everyone. I've been Diego Crespo with the Waffle Press Podcast. Please like, subscribe, everything. Follow YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. And we have been professionally unprofessional.